Well, it's Tuesday morning, and I'm going to try to press this gear off of here and see if my good buddy Roger might have a gear like this in his stocks. He may, who knows, I'll take it down and take a look through his transmission parts. I got the part number for 65, which is different than a 66. It's very specific. And they're scarcer than hen's teeth. I found some sources in England. I'd like to avoid that. So I'm going to see if I can press this off of here and see if Roger might have a replacement. So that's what I plan on doing right now. After that, one way or another, I'm going to put the yellow bike up on the lift and look at the center stand. There's something wrong with the center stand. I don't know what. To see if I can find out what's wrong and possibly fix it. Pretty much given up on this speedometer. The company in England is unwilling to make a phone call to customs to find out why they're holding the returned speedometer. I spent about 40 minutes on with the website and then finally got to a human being at the U.S. Post Office, and they say there's nothing that we can do from this end. The receiving company has to call customs and find out what needs to be done to release it. And apparently they're unwilling to do that, so I'm not real thrilled with the manufacturer of the speedometer. So anyway, I'll put this on the lift and take a look at the center stand, and then decide, the client can decide what he wants to do. So that's the plans for the day. Let's see if they are as successful as the plans I had yesterday, which fell apart right about 10 minutes after we started. Well, good news. I went down to Roger's. Roger buys and sells Brit bikes and Brit bike parts. And we moved about 15 boxes of gears, literally 15 boxes of gears. And finally found this setup, which is what's used in this bike. This shaft is nicer than this shaft. This gear looks pristine. And I'm going to press it off of this shaft and put it on that shaft once I guarantee that it actually is the exact same, exactly and precisely the same gear. So I'll do that. In moving the boxes around, I smashed my little finger. That's a nice bruise that you may see there. And a nice bruise on the other side. It's, it feels real good. Okay, so anyway. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press this gear off, make sure it matches that gear, and then press it onto that other shaft. So progresses. Okay, the new gear is pressed onto the shaft. This is now a whole unit. And yea, verily, I do know that you should always replace gears in pairs. Not going to do it. I know that they wear in, don't care. If I bought two new ones, they'd have to wear in. If I bought one new one, that would have to wear in. I'm putting in a used gear. Let's assume it's worn in. It might sing a little bit, who knows? Don't know. Gonna put it together. If the world comes to an end, I'll do the job a second time buying all new gears. We'll spend some money. Okay, so that's where we are. Now, one thing I wanted you to notice is the fractured faces on this old broken gear. Take a look at the way it seems to have fractured in stages. The shiny part looks like it had actually started to fracture and snapped off, then it snapped off, showing the gray surfaces. I find that interesting. I don't know what to attribute it to. Could it have been slightly fractured from the day it was made? Who knows? Maybe one fractured and then took out the second one? Possibly, probably. I don't know. I just think it's fascinating. It's not a clean break. It looks like it happened sorta gradually. Any opinions? Gladly accepted. But anyway, I'm going to put this tranny back together. All right, we got all the parts laid out, nice and organized. Kevin just inserted the whole gear assembly into the transmission. I've got to say, BSA transmissions are a lot easier to work on than Triumph 4-speed transmissions. You just take this whole gear cluster, slide it in place, and bolt it down. You gotta say, that's really nice. Okay, so we're starting with the insertion of the gears. We're now going to build up the whole bike, both sides. Yep. There goes the sprocket. We've got the front sprocket on and bolted down tight and locked with the lock washer. I should have shown you this tool. This is an old fork leg and a length of 5/30 chain. And what you do is you take this, put it back in this area here, and wrap it around the sprocket in order to lock the sprocket while you're tightening the sprocket nut. And you wrap it the other way, it locks the sprocket when you're taking the nut off. So it's just a length of chain on an old leg, and although it looks like a formidable weapon, I expect it would be, it's just a tool. Just another tool for another job. All right, it's going on 12. And Kevin's put this side together, and we're getting ready to bolt it all up. I zoomed too much. Kevin's got this side going together. And I'm getting ready to load this side. All right, I'm going to take a real chance here and see if I can get this spring on tape so you can actually see me do it. Success rate's pretty good. This is a piece of split PVC pipe. The vice grip is holding it tight in order to hold this plate in, okay, to keep it from popping off. Now I'm going to take this screwdriver that I modified and use it as a spring wrapper around or puller upper type deal, and see if I can get in here and pull this spring around like this and get it up onto the tab without blocking all of our view. I may have to reposition. Oh, the other side came out. Okay. Wouldn't happen if I wasn't on tape.
Of course not.
There we go. Okay. Let's see, how can I put this on to keep it out of my way when I wrap it in? There. All right, so let's see if this works this time. It's coming around the bend. It's coming around the bend. Using the second screwdriver to push it in. Getting it up over the hook. Putting it in, letting it down. And we're on. Okay, only took 2 tries. So spring is in place. I mean, it's the silliest little tool you ever want to see, but it goes right in my toolbox. That and this modified, it's a pusher. This part can be used for pushing springs. This part can be used for pulling springs. So that's done. All right, this is not exactly a cold start because we started the bike a little while ago when we set the ignition timing. But I'm going to fire it up because it's all put back together except for the left-hand brake pedal and stuff like that, and putting oil in the primary, which I will do tomorrow after I have let all the gasket material set overnight. Tickle. Good tickle. Bike sounds good, starts good, idles good. I'm going to call it good pending a test ride, which we may do tomorrow, depending on timing. We'll let you know.